Hello everyone, I'm John Vogt.
And I'm Sarah Vogt.
And on behalf of all of us here at the Homepage Network, we'd like to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
We have an exciting new platform launching soon on January 4th. Homepage Extras. We cannot wait to show you.
Between then and now, we'll be celebrating the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and spending time with our families. And then, for the remainder of the year, we'll be working hard behind the scenes to give you our very best experience yet.
This year has been a roller coaster, and COVID-19 has changed everyone's lives. But there has been hope and joy in the midst of it.
We want to take the time to share with you some of our Homepage staff's favorite broadcasts for 2020, highlighting the good things that have happened in our community. Thanks for watching, and again,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Gooch. My favorite feature of 2020 is a story that's a bit different from most of the stories we do. It features 3 of our Homepage staff as they help us learn a little bit more about who they are. They not only share about their work at Homepage, but they speak about their personal lives, sharing powerful stories about their future plans and how God is guiding each of their paths despite the challenges through the pandemic. Be sure to watch to the very end. These stories are truly inspiring, no matter what you may be facing. We hope you enjoy Heart to Heart with Homepage students from July 2020.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Carson Kennedy.
I'm Jared Weicker.
And I'm Shayla Faulkner.
Today we'd like to do something a little different to help you to get to know us better. Each one of us will take a turn at being the moderator as we have the opportunity to interview each other. Shayla, you can go first.
Well, as I said before, my name is Shayla Faulkner, and I am 18 years old, and I've been a communications student here for a little over a year now, since May. And I'm going to be a rising college freshman at Liberty University, and I'm majoring in elementary education. Jared?
I'm Jared Weicker. I'm 20 years old. I've been with Homepage here a little over a year as well, and I will be a junior at Waynesburg University this fall for sports broadcasting. So in the future, I'm just trying to keep improving my craft and get a job in broadcasting.
And again, I'm Carson Kennedy. I'm 17 years old, and I too have been with Homepage for just over a year, and I'm currently a senior in high school.
All right, Jared, let's start with a memory. Last year, we got this amazing opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. It was a thoroughly enjoyable experience, and I loved every second of it. Could you tell us one of your most memorable moments?
Yeah, certainly. Getting to meet Shannon Bream and going to the Fox News studios was a dream of mine, honestly. I remember when I was little, always watching Fox News with my parents, and especially my grandfather. He'd watch Fox News all the time, but getting down there and meeting Shannon Bream, and of course me as a broadcasting student right now, you know, that's one of my goals would be at a big platform such as Fox News, so it was a great memory.
Carson?
Well, I remember the time of this trip, I was still a relatively recent addition to the Homepage team, and I was a little timid around some of my coworkers. So definitely one of the things that I really loved about this trip, and one of the most memorable moments, was all the times I was able to spend with the other people and just get to know them a bit more and become friendly with them. And whether it be, you know, sprinting through a mall to get to Annie Ann's before it closes, or watching movies way later than we should have been up in our hotel room, it was just the fun little times of fellowship I had with the other Homepage people was great.
Personally, I really enjoyed Shannon Bream and meeting her and getting to talk to her. She's going to my college, which is incredible. She was so nice and so friendly. She even gave each one of us a signed copy of her book, Finding the Bright Side, which was just a lovely gesture to all of us. And we had so many lovely people on this trip that sponsored us, and Royce White, we met him and had classes with him, and it was just, I really enjoyed all of it. But one of my favorite memories was Jim and Mary McIlvain they are some of the people that sponsors our trip. We got to eat dinner with them, and during this time, we all sat outside and we took up every single table except for one in the back. And this table in the back, there was a group of baseball boys. And so Mary was really kind and going around to all of us and meeting all of us. And so my table was right next to this group of boys. And Mary came up and talked to us and said hi to us. And then she went to the table with the baseball boys and started asking them about Homepage and how they liked it and everything. And they were just going along with it. And yeah, Mary didn't understand that they weren't with us, but we explained it to her, and she made us go talk to them and explain who Homepage was. And it was just a really, really fond memory of mine.
Now, unfortunately, the trip for this year was canceled due to the impending COVID-19 situation in our country. If I could, I'd just like to ask, how has your life been affected by COVID-19?
Yeah, the main way it really changed my life was just finishing this year at college in the semester. March 17th, we were notified that we'd have to move out from Waynesburg. So about the week after we resumed classes, we had a week off, and just finishing classes online was really different. It wasn't too bad, but just being away from the college and being away from your friends and coming home early was a disappointment. And also it's just different with broadcasting and communication. It's more of a hands-on type of learning experience. So when you're just behind a computer listening to somebody lecture, it works well for other majors and other things, but for communication, it really hurt us.
Jared, I definitely shared some of your experiences there as I was a senior in high school, Wellsboro area high school. And for me, like, my graduation and everything was completely different and completely changed. And I didn't get to see my whole class again for the last time. And like, it was really abrupt, and I didn't get to see my teachers, all of them, for the last time. So that was kind of a bummer. But there's been a lot of positive sides to Corona. I know Corona is really negative, but like, there has been some positive sides. Like, I've had more free time to do things, and I'm typically a very busy person, so that's been really enjoyable. And I've gotten to work a lot more, and so I gotta make some money for college and save up for that. So yeah, it's been all right. Not terrible, but not the best thing that could have happened to the world. What about you, Carson?
Well, the main thing was that I've not been able to work for a very long time since all of this has happened. So unlike you, I did have a lot of free time, but I couldn't really work as much. So that was definitely something I didn't enjoy, because I do like working and seeing all my coworkers and stuff. Again, shared experience of our school moving to online, that was it was difficult in its own right. It was about as challenging as normal school, just in different ways there. And of course, everyone was affected by not being able to see their friends or some of their family that isn't in their immediate vicinity. So that was probably something that had the greatest impact on my life.
Well, changing sides here a little bit, and moving back to Homepage, what are some valuable things that you've learned at Homepage? I can start with you, Carson.
Well, when we first joined Homepage, we had a lot of meetings and we learned about a lot of things, but really one of the main things is just we learned about communication abilities, and this goes beyond just broadcasting, but more of just everyday life, communicating with friends, family, employers, people you see on the street. Just communication is valuable everywhere. So just this kind of experience that we've gotten learning about communication, I would really recommend it for anyone. And we learned just the responsibility that comes with being able to communicate with people. And yeah, that was probably the greatest takeaway I had from all those lessons.
For sure, there's a lot of elements that you can tie into everyday life. And for me, one of the things was I wanted to join Homepage to bust out of my shell a little bit, because I used to be incredibly shy when I was younger. And so I just wanted to experience Homepage in order to be a more outgoing person, and that's definitely helped me a lot in Homepage. What about you, Jared?
Yeah, I agree with the getting out of your shell part, but for me, it was more of just focusing on my future career and plans, getting out of my shell, being more of a active person and not being afraid to just do what I would do and not hold myself back, and certainly learning about contrast and just keep improving my craft like I talked about before, and but certainly getting to use communication in a people sense but also in a career sense.
All right, let's talk about the future. Carson?
Well, as I said, I'm currently a senior in high school, so naturally I've been thinking about what I'll be doing after high school, and as of now I am fairly decided that I will be attending a Christian leadership internship in Colorado, which is a 9-month experience, and it's called Heroic Leadership Institute. So that's really all I have planned for the future currently, and I'm just hoping that as I have those 9 months to really just learn about God and what He has for me and leadership, I hope to have the rest of my path kind of lit up for me.
For me in the future, definitely trying to get in the field of broadcasting like I mentioned before, but one thing that I've really learned for the future that I can use going forward is through COVID, losing out on a lot of internship opportunities this year and just ways to get better. I think I really lost, a lot of time on that, but it's really helped me focus and to trust in God and know that He has a plan for me, and I'm not going to give up. It's might be trouble in the road right now, but looking back, I can say I've gotten to where I am now through what's happened to me this year. So I'm still excited and looking forward to what the future has.
For me, as I've said, I'm going to be attending Liberty University. And I'm majoring in elementary and special education, and I just really love the hearts of kids. They're so innocent and energetic and just the sweetest. They can be you all know they can be a little bit of a handful sometimes, but their hearts are just so pure, and I love that. And so I just always have wanted to work with kids in my future. So hopefully I can be an elementary school teacher, and maybe even like in the future sometime open like a daycare or something. Just work with kids like my whole entire life would be awesome.
So Carson, you talked about that you'll be going out to Colorado after high school, so that made me think, what's God doing in your life right now?
Well, something I've noticed that has been happening with me, not just right now, but in years previous, is He's been equipping me with skills that I think I will need for the future, whether it be leadership or musicianship. I've noticed a lot of things falling into place for me to go on this road of this Heroic Leadership Institute path, and I'm just really excited to see how He's been with me all this way and just really equipping me with everything I'll need for the future.
Shayla, what about you?
The past year, God has really been in my life, and before that, I didn't really know God or like understand. Sorry, it makes me a little worked up. He came to me when I was in a really hard place, and actually, Hannah Thompson, who is one of our coworkers and works here with us at Homepage, took me to church with her, and I hadn't been in a couple of years. When I went in, everyone was really nice and welcoming, and the sermon that day was what really got me. So the preacher was talking about like self-worth and how God knows each and every one of us, and He's looking out for all of us. And what stuck with me to this day is Isaiah 49:16. Behold, for I have engraven thee upon the palms of my hands, and your walls are ever before me. And that just hit me so hard that day. And I just want to encourage any of you out there who, if you are feeling like me and were in like a low place in your life and didn't know how it was going to go up from there, God's got you. He's got you, and He's going to look out for you, and He's going to prosper your future, and you just got to trust in Him.
Wow, Shayla, that's incredible, and it's always amazing to see how God works. I know in my life, what's currently going on, when you make some mistakes, they're only mistakes if you keep repeating them. And that's some things that I've had to learn over this past year. Had some stuff that could have really altered my future and really derailed my potential, but just like you said, trusting in God and willing to offer yourself to Him and change some stuff that you're doing. Like I said, mistakes are only mistakes if you keep repeating them. It's about your heart, and trusting God.
Well, thank you, Jared, and thank you, Ashayla, for being open and vulnerable today and just sharing your own story. A lot of what you said rings true with not only my personal experience, but I'm sure a lot of countless viewers' experiences. So I'd like to thank you for just the encouragement that you've given us today in the studio with just sharing your own walk with Christ. It's been great to be able to share with you today a little bit more about ourselves and where we are in life. We want to thank God for our experiences and for you, our homepage family of viewers, for being a part of all of this. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you for joining us today on the Homepage Network.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Ed, this incredible sandwich is just the beginning.
I can't wait. This is the best job I've ever had.
Hi, I'm Tim Gooch,
And I'm Ed Weaver.
inviting you to join us for Signature Dishes on Homepage Extras.
We'll be featuring the signature dishes of local restaurants that make dining in Tioga County an exceptional culinary experience.
That's Signature Dishes on Homepage Extras.
Coming soon to the Homepage Network. So good.
How about it?
Hi everyone, I'm Ethan Chabala, and my favorite feature from 2020 was Discover the History of Tioga County at the Tioga County Historical Society. Being a bit of a history buff, I found it interesting to learn how much rich history there was in Tioga County. Have a happy holiday season and a happy new year.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Josh Allen. The Tioga County Historical Society promotes and preserves the rich history of our county through artifacts, genealogy, and more, so that future generations may benefit. Homepage correspondent Jillian Graver met with Scott Gitchell, historian and director for the Society, at the historic Robinson House located on Main Street in Wellsboro.
Thanks for being here with us today, Scott.
You're welcome.
Now, how did the Historical Society come to be, and how did you get involved with it?
Well, the Historical Society came about because of the centennial of Tioga County in 1904. Tioga County was 100 years old, and there were a group of people that wanted to have a celebration. And so one of the main leaders of that was a man named Charles Tubbs, who had been state legislature in the state's legislature from here. And the court, Judge Jerome B. Niles at the time, signed the Articles of Incorporation for the Tioga County Historical Society in 1904. So we've been around since 1904. I've been involved with it since, before we had a building back in the late 70s. I was still in high school in 76 when the bicentennial was. And the Historical Society at that time republished the 1897 and 1883 history of Tioga County. And in 1978 and 79, the Tioga County Historical Society became involved in renovating the Robinson House Museum here, which was owned by is owned by the county. and the renovation took about 2 years, 2 to 3 years to renovate. And in 1984, I came here, and we pretty much had it open full time from there on. And the room actually that we're in now is one of the main rooms that was renovated back in the late 70s.
And why would you say people stop by?
Well, of course, we have the museum here, which there's about 8 rooms and displays. A lot of people come here for genealogy. We have a genealogy library, and so we get a lot of, and of course, we get school tours and things like that also.
And when we come back, we'll hear why the Historical Society is so important and what Scott's favorite artifact is. Please stay with us.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Welcome back, and thank you for supporting our homepage family of advertisers. Scott, do you have a favorite artifact in here?
Well, I don't really have a favorite artifact myself, but what a lot of people like is in the Victorian parlor here, we have an 1892 Esty pump organ that was in the Round Top Methodist Church for a number of years and had been in a private home before that. And a lot of people really enjoy seeing that.
Why is the Historical Society so important to Tioga County? You know, why should people stop by?
Well, basically the importance of the Historical Society, I think, is to try to preserve as much of the history of the county as possible, and that allows future generations to know what happened in Tioga County and how things developed and that. So I think in that way, so future generations know, I think, is the greatest importance for it.
And for our viewers, how could they get involved?
Well, they can stop by the Tioga County Historical Society. We have a number of things that, such as the Tioga County Farm, Mine, and Lumber Museum over to the fairgrounds. We have an 1835 log house over in Osceola Township, and we take part in different events such as Dickens of a Christmas and the Tioga County Early Days, which usually is in October, and that's at the fairgrounds. And so if people would want to come in, we'd be glad to tell them about that, and hopefully they would join the society and become involved.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
For more information about Tioga County's history or how you can get involved with the society, visit their Facebook page, stop into the Robinson House located on Main Street in Wellsboro, or call them at 570-724-6116. And thank you for joining us here today on the Homepage Network.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Our agricultural roots go very deep here in north central Pennsylvania. However, farming today looks a lot different than it did 50 years ago. I'm Lauren Owlett, and I would like you to join me down on the farm on Homepage Extras as we explore the diversity in agriculture today. This is coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hello everyone, I'm Ed Weaver, and here's my favorite feature from 2020. Hello everyone and welcome to Homepage Sports. I'm Ed Weaver. On Saturday, October 16th, the Northern Tier League hosted their annual cross-country coaches invitational at Northeast Bradford High School. In the girls' race, Wyalusing took home the top spot with 42 points, followed by Troy in second, Wellsboro in third, Athens in fourth, Canton in fifth, Towanda in sixth, Cowanesque Valley in seventh, and Northeast Bradford in eighth. Overall, Athens' Emma Bronson won the race in 21 minutes and 31 seconds. Wyalusing's Catherine Brown was second, Troy's Lily Depew was third, Wyalusing's Kayla Beebe and Sierra Allen were fourth and fifth, Wellsboro's Julia DeCamp was sixth, Sayre's Carrie Claypool was 7th, Thea Bentley from Athens was 8th, and Troy's Sydney Taylor and Julia Colton were 9th and 10th.
Emma, great race today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, what were your thoughts as you were running the course today?
Just to kind of keep going and stay ahead of everyone and win, I guess.
And you did.
Yeah, so.
What was your time?
21 something. I'm not sure exactly.
A good time?
Yeah, it was a good time.
So you're a happy girl.
Yeah, it was a good race.
Any special shout outs today?
Just thank my coaches, I guess, for pushing me and always making me work harder at practice so that I would be able to win this meet today.
Well, Emma, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
After a word from Pleasant Valley Veterinary Care, we'll go over the boys' race and results. Please stay with us.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Welcome back, and thank you for supporting our family of advertisers. Wyalusing completed the sweep by taking first place in the boys' race with 46 points, just edging Athens by a point for the win. Cowanesque Valley was third, Troy was fourth, Towanda placed fifth, Canton finished sixth, Northeast Bradford was seventh, and Sullivan County was eighth. Wyalusing's Zion Laudermillick won the race in 16 minutes and 37 seconds, followed by teammate Justin Hyduck in second, Cowanesque Valley's Seth Neal in third, and Athens' Connor Dahl in 4th. Owen Cummings of Kawaneski Valley was 5th. Athens' Matt Gorsline and Kyle Anthony were 6th and 7th. Owen Williams from Troy was 8th. Wyalusing's Eleazar Laudermillick was 9th. And Tawada's Jaden Wise was 10th.
Zion, great race today.
Yep, yeah, it was a great race. Yeah, I felt really good out there, and it was fun to come out here and have a really good time here. So that was nice.
So what were you thinking during the time of the event?
Yeah, so it was a challenging race physically, so I really wanted to go out at a fast enough time because I wanted to PR today, and I was able to do that. So mainly it was just a mental battle because I was out there by myself, and I was just thinking of my brother's time last year because I wanted to beat that, and I was just thankful for the wonderful day that God gave us and that I was able to go out and challenge myself physically, that I had that gift.
So your brother had a great time last year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. Last year he took 20th in the state, and he was like in the 1640s last year. So I knew that that was my goal this year. I didn't know if I could hit it or not, but...
How'd you do?
Yeah, I did end up breaking it. I ran in the 1630s, so that was pretty fun. Yeah, because he's my best friend, my mentor, and I kind of modeled my life after him. So that's pretty cool to go out there and do that.
Any shout outs? Mom, dad, school?
Oh, yeah. I would not be here if it weren't for all my siblings. I have 10 siblings, so every single one of them, I could name them all, but it'd probably take too long. And then my mom, Karen, and my dad, Jason, they're great parents. And the thing that I'm most thankful that they brought me up is they brought me up in a love for the Lord, and they taught me discipline in my life. So I was able to be disciplined and come out here and be able to race well because of the values that they placed in my life.
Well, you had a great race. Once again, congratulations, and God bless you, my brother.
Thank you. Yep, God bless you too.
Ed, back to you, buddy.
Everyone at Homepage Sports would like to congratulate all of the participating athletes for their achievements, and we wish them the best for their future. And thank you for joining us today on Homepage Sports.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi, I'm Matt West. Join me for Chasing Eagles on Homepage Extras, coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hi, I'm Juliana Vogt. I like this next feature because it's encouraging, creative, and colorful. Masks are a way to stay safe, but that doesn't mean they have to be boring.
Well, you know, it's the accessory that we always needed, and we need it especially now. I want everybody to be healthy and loving.
Hello, and welcome to the Homepage Network and another broadcast of Moving Together. I'm Sarah Vogt.
And I'm Lauren Gooch. We have been blessed in Tioga County with low numbers of COVID cases from the beginning, and that's how many of us hope and pray that it stays.
Over a month ago, Juliana and I attended a family event out of the area. Some attending the event came down with COVID after and were quite ill. People we love and care about, up close and personal. The person shedding the virus at the event showed no outward symptoms at the time. During this time I saw fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise to care for others. Juliana and I tested negative, so after talking to Jim Nobos with the Tioga County Task Force, we decided to quarantine for 14 days where we were before returning home, not to bring it to our family or our community here in Wellsboro. More details about our journey are listed in the writing below. Many people, like Lauren, were praying for us during this time.
Yeah, Sarah, I didn't know about your situation, but I just, for some reason, felt called to pray for your whole family during that time, and that was right after, within the hour that you had found out that someone at that event had tested positive.
Yes, and thankfully, Lauren, we were spared. Julianne and I tested negative at the beginning of our 14-day journey, and we tested negative at the end of the 14-day journey. And those that had COVID after this event are recovering quite well. Because I saw COVID up close, I have a stronger desire to protect myself and others from this virus.
Our tools in Moving Together help our immune system to be healthier, such as sleep, exercise, eating well, hydrating, getting out in the sun, and maybe adding vitamin D supplements. Does that guarantee that we won't get ill? No, but it does give us an advantage, and it's the right thing to do to protect ourselves and others. Experts have told us that wearing a mask decreases the risk of getting or spreading the virus. Information is in the writing below. It's just another tool for us to use to defeat a virus that does not play fair. What disease does?
Even people who are asymptomatic, meaning they show no symptoms, can be infected with COVID-19 and spread it to others. If you wear a cloth face mask, you can protect others from exposure to your droplets by 60 to 95%. It will reduce your own exposure to other people's respiratory droplets by approximately 20 to 30%, says Dr. Burgess. My friend Christine made me a Moving Together mask before I went on our family event, so I had a special one to wear. Christine is from New York City, and she is very respectful when visiting her second home that she calls Wellsboro, distancing, masking, testing, and washing her hands. Christine, your lab is full of masks. Why is that?
Well, you know, it's the accessory that we always needed, and we need it especially now. I think it'll be good in the wintertime to keep our faces warm, but in the meantime, we want to be loving and respectful to other people, and to be polite. For a New Yorker who's also a Pennsylvanian, I spend a lot of time, in New York on the subway, and we really felt like we all feel in New York like it's just a loving thing to do, and we're not always the most loving with the amount of people we see each day. And so coming out here, I want to do the same thing. If I'm going to do this, wear this, I want to make it elegant and beautiful.
And fun.
And fun, yeah.
My first fun mask that you ever made for me for Moving Together is lovely. It's washable, right? It's easy to use, easy to wear, and this is a new taffeta material, correct?
It's silk taffeta, and because anything that's breathable, any natural fiber is breathable, it's washable, so it doesn't have to be cotton. It could be, you could even do wool. You could throw wool in the washer,
right?
And for the winter time, or I have corduroy. Yeah, but this is silk taffeta, and we did Moving Together because we love you guys. I mean, we love moving. That's why we come up to you. Tioga County.
Well, it's such a gift to have this friendship, and I really appreciate your care and love for other people, and really wanting us to be in a place to enjoy the fall season, to enjoy our winter season, and thank you so much for caring about your second home here in Wellsboro.
Yeah, I want everybody to be healthy and loving.
Let's help to keep our numbers down, our businesses open, and our activities going. This is not a political issue. It's a health issue. The virus is real. It's just another tool for us to use at this time to stay healthy. So, we're giving away 2 Moving Together masks. To enter, comment on our Facebook giveaway post or email sarah@thehomepagenetwork.com one of the benefits to wearing a mask. And most importantly, let your family and friends know if you have tested positive or if you are quarantining in your house so that they can drop off food, medicine, and supplies. Let's be there for one another, be kind and courageous, and keep moving together.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi, I'm Russ Manny. Whether you're an avid hunter or just learning the ropes, join me for The Hunt on Homepage Extras. We will be exploring the many facets of hunting, discuss some tips and secrets on what makes a great hunter and how to do it safely. That's The Hunt on Homepage Extras, coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Moore. There were so many uplifting, positive stories from 2020, it was hard to pick just one. Our community really came together to support one another and share love. But one broadcast I particularly enjoyed, shooting, was the Tioga County Cat Project. I have 2 cats myself, so I appreciate everything this organization is doing. They saw a need and worked to fill it. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Lauren Gooch. The vision of the Tioga County Cat Project is to create a world where cats and people can live together in harmony. To do this, they implement several humane population control techniques, such as spaying and neutering. Here's Laura Clarkson to tell us more. Laura, what does TNR stand for and how do you implement this technique?
It stands for trap, neuter, return. So stray or feral free-roaming cats are humanely trapped. They're spayed or neutered. They're vaccinated against rabies, and they receive what's called an ear tip, where they just take a little bit of a notch out of one of the ears so they can be identified as altered, and then they're returned to the location that they were previously in. This is better for them in the long run because they're still able to continue on their lives where they're already accustomed, and it also helps prevent new cats from moving into the area, as this territory has already been claimed by a cat. So it helps keep everything in balance without increasing the population.
And where are some of the locations that you do this?
We originally started doing this in Elkland under the Elkland Cat Project, and then we have since expanded into the entire county under the Tioga County Cat Project, which is now its own 501c3 nonprofit organization. And we have been doing this in Mansfield, Elkland, Tioga, and a couple other areas as well.
Now, if somebody is having trouble paying for the spaying or neutering of their own cat, do you provide any assistance for them?
Yes, yep, we focus entirely on spay-neuter of any and all cats in the county. We don't care if they're pets, if they're strays, if they're, the weird neighbors who, comes into your house. It doesn't matter if it's a cat, we are happy to help get it fixed, and we never charge. If people are able to donate, that's wonderful. If they're not, that's fine too.
In what ways can our community help you and get involved in this mission?
The best thing people can do is help with donations or fundraising. Everything we do is paid for entirely by donations. One spay-neuter trip of 25 to 30 cats can easily run $1,500 to $2,000. And trying to get the entire county taken care of is proving to be quite a challenge. We have over 150 people waiting with cats that need to be fixed. So the best thing they can do is go on our website or go on our Facebook page, and even if they can donate $5, that's such a big help.
Do you have any fundraisers or upcoming events that are going on that people can donate to?
Right now we're working on trying to get a couple fundraisers together. We're looking into doing a chicken barbecue, as well as maybe doing another bake sale. Our last one was very successful. So at the moment, I would say that people should just keep an eye out on our Facebook page especially. We also have Instagram, and like I said, we have our own website, and if people are interested in helping in any way with fundraising, we would love that as well. So anything people would like to do, we're happy to accept the help.
Now tell us about your online shop for Redbubble.
So we have a shop through a company called Redbubble where you can get basically anything with all different kinds of designs. There are things that just have like our logos. Then there's also different kinds of other just kind of fun cat-related designs and stuff like that. You can get anywhere from shirts to phone cases to notebooks to, masks to whatever you want to get. And then a portion of the proceeds is donated to us.
Well, that's wonderful. And in what way can they contact you for more information on how to donate or how to volunteer?
So we have a couple different ways for people to contact us. Our Facebook page, we try to keep on top of that, our messages. We also have an email address at Tioga County Cat Project at gmail.com. Our website, people can also contact us there. And, we just try and really keep on top of that kind of stuff. So if people do contact us and they don't hear back from us right away, we will definitely get back in touch with them.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much again for all that you do.
Thank you very much.
Contact information is listed in the written copy below. Thanks for joining us today on the Homepage Network.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi, this is Sean Suggs. Are you facing challenges in your life? Did you know that you can overcome challenges with the right attitude of heart? Join me for Overcoming on Homepage Extras. I want to introduce you to some of my special friends. They are overcoming every day. That's Overcoming with me, Sean Starks. Coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hello everyone, I'm Rhonda Pearson. I hope you and your family have a safe and Merry Christmas, as well as a healthy, joyful New Year. Here is my favorite feature for 2020. God bless.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Lauren Gooch. On Wednesday, July 8th, the ribbon cutting ceremony took place for Heart of Tioga Pregnancy and Support Center. Their mission is to offer free, confidential, non-judgmental support for individuals involved in pregnancy and parenting while sharing the love of Jesus Christ. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from their grand opening.
Hello everybody, and welcome to this amazing new service that we have in our county. My name is Dawn Hull. I represent the Mansfield Chamber of Commerce. I'm proud to introduce Sharon Quimby, the Executive Director of Heart of Tioga. This is such an amazing service, and we're so glad to have this here.
Through support and volunteers and all the work, this is something that belongs to our community. And I want to thank especially our volunteers, those that have donated, and Endless Mountains Pregnancy Care Center has played a major role in all of this. They've been with us every step of the way.
Heart of Tioga has been in the process, about 2 years or more, and today is a realization of a dream that started with Endless Mountain. People that gathered here in Wellsboro in the Heart of Tioga area and began to pray and seek God to provide a ministry like this.
Really makes us proud to be part of this community, standing up for life, for families. And when I think about what happens here, I can think back to our founding documents: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It starts right here with life, and also showing people the joy of a family and what they can do together.
On behalf of Senator Scarnati, I'd like to thank the board for serving, because if it isn't without your presence, these kinds of things don't happen. Sharon, congratulations for opening this. This is something that reflects the values of our community and is not just something that provides a much needed service, but is also a ministry.
I was just thinking of what a blessing it is that parents who do feel overwhelmed have a place to come to now where they, in a judgmental, free, compassionate environment. And so thank you so much for, I know it takes many, many hours, and you poured your heart and time and energy into opening this.
But I will tell you, I can do a little bit of a personal thing, and many of you won't know, and some do, that I'm adopted. So my birth mother had a choice. The choice was life. And so while I stand here, I got chills right now. While I stand here, I think, isn't that incredible? I had a chance to stand in the company of people who saw need, who not only saw it, but you acted on it. And here I am to say thank you for that, but I can speak from my heart and from experience that someone had a choice, and that choice was to give me the opportunity to live, to enjoy life, to have a family, and like so many of you, serve our community. This is a wonderful project. It'll do great things.
When we come back, we'll speak with Executive Director Sharon Quimby about the impact of this facility on our community. Stay with us.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Welcome back. Thank you for supporting our homepage family of advertisers. Sharon, you've put a lot of hard work into this, and now you finally get to celebrate the grand opening. Congratulations! What's next for Heart of Tioga?
Well, we'll be today we will actually have our first open hours open to clients to come in from 1 to 4 today, and Thursday will be from 3 to 7, and then on Mondays we'll be open from 10 till 2. So anyone that is in need of our services, facing a crisis pregnancy, family, need supplies or help with any of that, and would like to take part in some of the services that we have here, welcome to come on out, call or schedule an appointment, that kind of thing. We do have in the fall, we'll be bringing in ultrasound, and those that we will offer free ultrasounds. We currently offer free pregnancy tests, and all of our services are free. I do want to mention there were some people in the origination of this that I'd like to mention. Much of our task team is part of our board and what's going on now. Some of our task team members, though, that I want to mention are Al Quimby. He has done a lot, and Wendy McCleary. She also has done a lot. Marcia Chesko, been very helpful. And Ashley Wilson was on our original task team. And so this was part of our foundation that I think I've neglected to mention before, and I just wanted to get their names out there.
And how can our community get involved?
From the community, actually this center very much needs to be the community center. The community needs to be involved in order to keep the doors open. We are always training new volunteers, and we always will be needing more volunteers. We also will always be needing funding, support for the center. The community will need to hold up the expenses of the center through support, and so far they've done a wonderful job.
Now remind our homepage viewers where you're located and how they can contact you.
We're at the junction of Route 660 and Route 6, which is known as the Y, between Mansfield and Wellsboro, and just about halfway between the two on Route 6. Our number is 570-948-2020, they can call that. You can type in Heart of Tioga. We have a web page that will give you all of our contact information, and you can reach us through that as well.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for all that you do, and congratulations again on your grand opening.
Thank you.
We recently did another interview with Sharon that goes into more detail about their mission, services, and really the heart of this facility. We're going to link that feature in the written copy below, along with their contact information. Thank you so much for watching the Homepage Network.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Gobin, and these are my girls. Our family has seen the benefits that come from eating a variety of healthy foods that taste great. If you're interested in getting step-by-step instructions on these delicious, nutritious recipes, then join us for Teaching Mama on Homepage Extras. Coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hi everyone, it's Sarah again. Which wrist did I break this year? Find out by watching our broadcast with hand therapist Micah Bingham and his less pain, more gain approach to healing.
But the phrase no pain, no gain makes it sound as though pain is our tool to get you better, and you can expect to have a lot of it when you come here. I don't like that approach. Because often when the body is screaming about pain, it's trying to tell us to change how we're doing our treatment.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Lauren Gooch. Occupational therapist and certified hand therapist Micah Bingham approaches healing from a less pain, more gain perspective. Today, Homepage Vice President Sarah Vogt visits UPMC Wellsboro to find out more about healing her own hand and Micah's goal-based rehabilitation.
Thank you, Lauren. Micah, in my journey to regain the strength and movement of my hand, they recommended me to go to a hand therapist. That made sense, right? But how about occupational therapists? What's the difference between occupational therapy and physical therapy?
Yes, so both are very important. There is some overlap between the two. There are some differences. However, physical therapists typically focus especially on the way the body moves and restoring natural and normal movement. So occupational therapists are concerned with helping you regain the ability to do whatever daily tasks or activities are important to you. We work with people throughout the lifespan to help promote function. I chose to be a hand therapist specifically, trained to treat the hand through the shoulder, partly because it does require a heavy focus on the anatomy, the kinesiology, the movement of the body, and I find that fascinating. We're very beautifully designed, complex, and the hand is one of the most complex parts of the body. I enjoy that focus while still remaining true to my roots and thinking from an occupational therapy perspective and helping people be able to function best they can.
You've heard that old expression, no pain, no gain. Well, for someone that had just broken their wrist, the thought of having more pain to get well and to have movement in my hand did not appeal to me. And so on one of our first sessions, you told me the viewpoint of pain that you have in therapy. What is it?
Yes. So pain is something God gave us. Pain is important. Pain communicates something to us. It tells us, it informs us about things. And so we need to pay attention to it, we need to listen to it, not discount it. But the phrase no pain, no gain makes it sound as though pain is our tool to get you better, and you can expect to have a lot of it when you come here. I don't like that approach, because often when the body is screaming about pain, it's trying to tell us to change how we're doing our treatment. And there may be some pain involved here or there, but our goal is to get you moving and get you functioning in a way that doesn't attack the body and produce an inflammatory response or more swelling that's just going to be counterproductive. Very important to be able to objectively and accurately track whether we're actually improving and accomplishing the things that you and I want to accomplish in therapy. So I like on the first visit to measure as thoroughly and as objectively as I can things like your range of motion, flexibility, your strength, if appropriate, your sensation, the feeling you have in your skin, whatever is impaired. We want to measure and see exactly where we're starting, so that every so often we can revisit those, compare with the new measurements, and inform ourselves, the doctors, the insurance companies, whether we're progressing.
And with me too, right? Or the patient. They want to know if they continue working it or do they back up. You know, it's good for us to know how we're doing with our therapy and how we're doing with our exercises. So I think it's encouraging to me when you say, wow, you've moved this far. You know, when my hand couldn't do hardly anything, you know, I can turn my hand over, which I could not do at all when I came in here. Just little things, little by little, my hand is getting stronger and more flexible, and I'm very grateful for that. But I think a lot of times when arthritis shows up, we kind of back up and don't realize that there are ways to bring healing to those areas of our body. How would you encourage somebody struggling with arthritis?
Sure. So arthritis is a challenging disease, challenging problem that brings a lot of pain with it, and we can help you learn, we can help reduce the pain, help retrain the muscles to move those joints in ways that don't produce so much pain. We can make the braces, the orthotics, the splints to protect, and then we can teach you to manage it going forward. We supplement the orthosis with exercises so that eventually, my hope is that you don't have to wear that orthosis.
Yes.
Because you'll have the arthritis the rest of your life, but we want you to move in such a way that you don't always have to wear a brace around.
That's what I love about your approach. You don't just want to put me in this and let me go on with my life. When I come in here, you tell me, like, it's on this page, it's this exercise, right? It's when I'm holding my hand and I'm making these shift where they're supposed to shift. And that's the privilege of going to an occupational therapist. They want your body to be in the best position it can be in to bring healing.
Absolutely.
I am really thankful and appreciative that you're in this area so people can come. They don't have to drive a long ways to get the hand therapy they need at this time. And in mine in particular, you know, I want to be able to button my shirts, I want to be able to brush my teeth, I want to be able to put my contacts in, I want to be able to flip my hand over, I want to be able to ride bike with my grandsons, which you told me I should be doing. So your heart is to get people back into the action of life, and I'm so grateful for that, Micah. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
If you are struggling with ongoing pain from an injury or an illness and would like to return to the activities you once enjoyed, you can find out more by visiting upmcsusquehanna.org/rehab or by calling the number listed below. Thanks for joining us today on the Homepage Network.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi, I'm Ron Butler. Tioga County has been blessed with many people who have devoted their time, talents, and energy to making our community a great place to live, work, and play. Some of them may live right next door to you. Join me for Meet Your Neighbor on Homepage Extras, coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hi, I'm Austin Dragovich. My favorite homepage video from 2020 is this piece I worked on of Moving Together, where Lauren and Sarah talk about the importance of kindness. The video discusses kindness from the perspective of biblical teachings and psychology, showing the importance of kindness in our spiritual and emotional lives. It's a call to all of us to be kind to ourselves and to those around us. That's a message we should all take to heart at a time like this, where thinking and speaking hatefully about others comes so quickly and easily. It's a message we should all take to heart when we are at war within ourselves. It's a message we should take to heart every single day. I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of the conflict. I'm tired. So take the message here to heart and carry it with you forward into the holidays, the new year, and beyond.
Hello, and welcome to the Homepage Network and another broadcast of Moving Together. I'm Sarah Vogt.
And I'm Lauren Gooch.
Lauren will return in a few moments to explain our giveaway of 4 Moving Together Christmas ornaments, 2 $25 gift certificates to the Red Skillet, and 2 boxes of Bigelow's all-natural Sweet Dreams tea. Keep watching to find out how you can win. Kind thoughts, kind words, kind deeds. Love is patient, love is kind. Kindness is defined as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. Affection, gentleness, warmth, concern, and care are words that are associated with kindness. Being kind often requires courage and strength. Kindness is an interpersonal skill. We reap powerful mental and physical health benefits as a result of the chemicals released whenever we are kind. Simply smiling at someone produces oxytocin, which reduces stress, boosts our immune system, and slows aging. Boosting our immune system is our first line of defense against disease. The principles in the study of psychology and the study of Scripture both address the importance of being aware of our thoughts and how they affect our emotions, our words, and our deeds. Emotions follow thoughts, and without thoughts as drivers, emotions are mere shadow puppets on the wall. Put another way, an emotion needs to be about something. You can't be angry, fearful, or joyful in a thought vacuum. Kindness is considered to be both an innate and learned behavior. Do you speak gently and kindly to yourself and take good care of yourself? Kindness includes being kind to yourself and others. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. There's another scripture I was looking at on my Apple Watch. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. That's something I want put on my tombstone. Here lies a kind-hearted woman. I'm still in process of working that out. At this time, many of us are dealing with anxious thoughts, which can detour us from thinking in a kind and loving way toward ourselves and others. In the midst of this pandemic, we could get caught up in those anxious thoughts concerning differing politics, wearing a mask, missing our family and friends, suffering an illness, business being limited, and you can of course add your own situation that could make you feel anxious at this time. The dictionary definition of anxious is experiencing worry, unease, or nervousness, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. That kind of sums up the times we are living in right now. When I get anxious, it makes me cranky. So we need to be thinking good thoughts so we can be kind to others. Christian psychologist Richard L. Gantz, PhD, discusses the 6 ways to take your thoughts captive so kind thoughts can become part of your daily thinking. We are sharing one of those ways while the others are listed in the writing below. Taking your thoughts captive simply means gaining control over what you think about yourself and life. Number 1, accept responsibility for your thoughts. What you put in your mind has an effect on what you think. Remember those scary movies you watched as a kid, then had nightmares? It didn't take long to realize that the way to avoid the nightmares was to stop watching that kind of movie. God has provided a way to overcome unhealthy thoughts and behaviors and gain the self-control we all seek. It's a matter of taking charge of our lives, His way. Are we willing to admit that we can, with God's help, regain control of our thoughts and think enabling thoughts instead of disabling ones? Thoughts of kindness and care for ourselves and others during this time benefits us all.
Scripture says, anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up. In Moving Together, we are looking for kind ways to support and encourage one another. So, we are giving away a total of 4 Moving Together ornaments, along with 2 $25 gift certificates to the Red Skillet and 2 boxes of herbal tea. 2 winners will be chosen to each win 2 ornaments, a gift certificate to the Red Skillet, and a box of tea. To enter, say something kind about one of your friends, either by commenting on our Facebook post or by emailing sarah@thehomepagenetwork.com. The drawing will take place on Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Let others know about this drawing as well so that they can join in on the fun too. As this is our last Moving Together broadcast of 2020, we want to announce that going forward in 2021, Moving Together will now be a part of Homepage Extras, a new program with high-quality, premium content for our homepage partners and VIP members. Be sure to sign up at the link in the written copy so that you can continue to be encouraged each month with these broadcasts. From the Moving Together team, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi friends, do you like camping as much as I do? Hi, I'm Jean Cummings. Whether you pitch a tent or pull a camper, I guarantee that Tioga County, Pennsylvania has the perfect camping getaway for you. So grab your sleeping bag and those s'more supplies and join me as we go camping around the county on Homepage Extras. Coming soon to the Homepage Network.
Hi everyone, I'm Johanna Vogt. My favorite feature for 2020 was an interview I had with Fox News correspondent Shannon Bream. During the interview, Shannon shared a little of her testimony and the hard adjustments that COVID-19 has brought. Hope you enjoy.
We just don't know what's coming at us, and the world is an overwhelming place with a lot of negative news right now, so I just try to get equipped before I head into battle.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Johanna Vogt. In light of our current situation with COVID-19, we have been looking for ways to encourage you. These are challenging times. We recently put up a broadcast titled Keeping Love Alive to encourage couples and families. You can find this feature on our front page. Today, we have the opportunity to visit with Shannon Bream, one of the most encouraging people we know. Shannon is loved and respected by millions of people from around the world. She hosts Fox News at Night on weekdays at 11 o'clock p.m. Shannon also serves as the network's chief legal correspondent. She is a graduate of Liberty University, a former Miss Virginia and Miss Florida, and earned a Juris Doctorate with honors from Florida State University College of Law. Shannon also hosts a podcast called Livin' the Bream and has authored the book Finding the Bright Side, The Art of Chasing What Matters. Shannon, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's great to be with you. We have so many things in common in our background, although you're a generation behind me, but it's great to spend some time with you.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, first off, I want to thank you for encouraging me to attend Liberty University. You're one of the biggest reasons why I went, and I love it. It's been an incredible experience.
I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the school, and I always tell people you can't ask me for an unbiased opinion because I got a great education, great spiritual growth there, and I met my husband. So I think it's a wonderful place full of really great instructors and professors and people who will be lifelong friends.
Absolutely. Okay, just thinking about this partial list of all your accomplishments and what you are doing, we're all exhausted. How do you do this?
Listen, I don't do everything at one time. We all have, I think, seasons in our life where we're super busy and we feel crunched and overloaded and you just kind of power through. And then other times where you have a little bit of a lull. And if you're somebody who likes to be busy, it's hard to enjoy the downtime too, but I've tried to learn that over time. And listen, I start every day the same way, in the Word, in prayer, in journaling, and just kind of, putting on the armor and getting ready for the day ahead, because we just don't know what's coming at us. And the world is an overwhelming place with a lot of negative news right now. So I just try to get equipped before I head into battle.
Absolutely. And Shannon, a little bit ago, you and Janice Dean shared scripture on Fox News at Night to encourage your viewers. And your desire to inspire your audience seems to be one of the most important things to you.
Yeah, and Janice is a really good friend, and she has been very public about some of the things her family has gone through. She's lost 2 people in her family to COVID-19, and she's been really struggling, and she'll often reach out to me and say, like, can we share some verses? And we'll text those back and forth. And then she said, well, can we talk about them on TV? And I thought, why not? Because I think a lot of people out there struggling, whether, they have someone who's ill, they're sick themselves, they've lost someone, they've lost a job, and they're struggling financially to not, to know how they're going to pay their bills. I mean, people are struggling on so many different levels. So I know these verses have comforted me over the years. And so I hope right now I still use them to comfort myself, and hopefully they will be that for other people too.
Yeah, absolutely. Even in the midst of the battle with COVID-19, we can still embrace the encouragements found in Philippians 4:8, can't we?
We can. And that's, I wrote a book last year, and that's the verse I found on every book, which is, it talks about whatsoever is true, noble, pure, praiseworthy, excellent. Let's think on these things. And so much of the world is not about that. It's about negative and striving and competition and materialism and all those things that it's so easy. Listen, I'm preaching to myself. It's so easy to live in the world and be of it. And, those aren't usually the true and noble and pure and excellent and praiseworthy things. There's gossip and all kinds of things, political fighting back and forth. So that's kind of a compass for me to reset and think about what I'm filling my brain with and my time with. Does it fit with that verse? And sometimes it doesn't. And I have to be accountable about that.
Yeah, and Shannon, this is something that we try to do each day here on the Homepage Network. We do our best to cover the good things that happen around here and try to influence our community for good.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed so many of the stories that you guys have. They're very local, and you do find good things that are happening in schools and communities, and it's really encouraging because so much of the news today is frightening and negative and very polarizing, and I love what you guys do.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. How do we focus on the good during this war with COVID-19? I'm sure your daily routine at Fox News has been greatly impacted.
Yeah, I mean, for all of us, I think everybody, no matter what your situation is, you've been tossed into a new normal, and it's very unsettling if you're trying to homeschool your kids and you've never done that before and trying to hold down a job remotely. There are challenges with that. If you're not working and you're out of work and you're worried about, when can I go back, or how am I going to pay this next round of bills? There's so many different stressors. Or if you have someone who's sick, or if you're an essential worker, or you're on the front lines of this thing. I mean, I try to say to everybody, try to give yourself a lot of grace right now, honestly, because we're just on an emotional roller coaster. And for me and for you, I know we find ourselves rooted in our faith, and that is a comfort that's solid. And that's something that is a real good anchor in times, good and bad. But, I just try to, like I said, immerse myself in the Word and try to pray and release the burdens and realize I luckily am not responsible for running this universe. So I'm glad to leave it to somebody who is much better equipped than I am. And He makes us so many promises, not that we won't have a hard time or have struggles, but that He'll walk us through it.
Yes, yes. And when I think about the broadcast we air, Keeping Love Alive, how do you and Sheldon encourage each other?
Honestly, he's the best. I could not do what I do without him. And I mean, I try to thank him every day and make sure he knows how appreciative I am. He makes dinner every night. I mean, he'll run around and do laundry and keep things going. When I'm super busy, he picks up the slack, and he's always been so supportive of me. And this business is very demanding. And I really, really thank the Lord every day for him, because it's such a blessing. Not to say we don't ever lose our tempers or have spats like everybody else. We always say we're not perfect, but we're perfect for each other. And I think that we have strengths and weaknesses that really complement each other. And sometimes you just have to make each other laugh. And that's how you get through things.
Yes. Shannon, I feel like a lot of people think you're superwoman just because of everything that you accomplish in a day. Do you ever get down or depressed? And how do you overcome those feelings, if you do?
Gosh, I do. And especially, please don't, I don't want people to ever think that of me. I lose my temper. I don't get things done. I miss deadlines. I hurt people's feelings. I get my feelings hurt. I mean, listen, life is just messy. And so I try to be transparent and vulnerable about the fact that I am imperfect. And I think the more that we embrace that and know that, we are striving to be like someone who is perfect, and that's Christ. And so the more I try to be like him, the less like me, the better it is to, to walk in the spirit, not in the flesh. But yeah, I have times that early on with COVID-19, a few weeks ago, I had talked to enough people that I knew it was going to be very disruptive and very painful for a lot of us and for everybody across the world and across this country. And I had some moments where it really had set in, where I had other people in my life who weren't as, tuned in and listening to the experts, and they didn't really know what was coming. And I felt very overwhelmed by that. And, I had some moments of having a little cry in the shower. Or in my car, and just saying like, Lord, this burden is so heavy. I know the destruction that is coming to people economically and physically. And, you have to let go of your burdens, because again, we're not equipped to bear them. We can share them with each other, with fellow believers and with the Lord. And so certainly I have those down times, and I really try to work on renewing my mind and resetting my mind to the things that are positive and hopeful, despite what we have to walk through sometimes.
Absolutely. Shannon, I have to introduce you to my dog, Hershey. This is a must. I hear that you love dogs.
I do. What's your mother's name?
Her name is Hershey. And you even have a chapter in your book titled, What My Dog Taught Me About God. Can you tell us about that?
First of all, I just want to say that Hershey's much better behaved than my dog.
Thank
Biscuit. Biscuit just turned 1. Hershey is a great example of dog behavior, and beautiful and so cute. You know what? I thought so many times with my last dog, our new puppy is just turned a year old, but our last doggie, Mocha, was our chocolate lab. We almost named her Hershey. And so she was just so sweet and wonderful, but taught me so many things. There've been times where I've got her on a leash, she's running, pulling against me, like into traffic, and I'm trying to pull her back and saying like, I love you, dog. I would jump in front of the traffic for you. I don't want you to run into something that's going to hurt you. And there were so many times I thought, that's probably the Lord with me. Like, I'm trying to pull you away for something that's not for you, or it's not going to be good for you. But you're a dog in this scenario, and you don't get it. You just want to run and play and do what you think is fun and great. And there were just so many things like that that I felt like my dog was such a good illustration of me trying to pull away and do what I thought was going to be the most fun and the best, where God's saying, listen, I've got something better for you and safer for you, and that's my plan for you. So I learned a lot through Mocha. And now through Biscuit.
Wow, that's awesome. What lessons do you think that we can learn through COVID-19?
You know what? For me, it's been a lot of slowing down, having empathy for people around you, how they may be suffering. I actually like working from home. I actually have a temporary studio and a guest room in our house now. And I actually feel happy staying home and being with my dog and my husband, and just, just kind of working from here. But I have friends who are real extroverts, and they're struggling, try to do Zoom calls or FaceTime to see each other, just because they feel so cut off and so alone and so worried. And so I have to remember that even the things I think of as silver linings aren't for other people. I mean, other people need that interaction. They need to get out. I have friends who are going crazy trying to do the job and the homeschooling with their 3 or 4 kids. And, people who are really worried if their business is going to completely crash, something they've spent their whole life building. and just agonizing over the employees they've had to let go who are like family to them. So, I mean, to me, I think it's slow down, appreciate what we can, count our blessings where we can, look to help other people, because all of us have neighbors that maybe need a grocery run or a pharmacy run or their lawn cut or something. And I think that it's a way to kind of look beyond ourselves, recognize other people's suffering, look at how you can help, and think about the things that you've been too busy to do. I feel like when we do go back to normal, whenever that is and whatever that is, I want to spend more time, during the day talking with my husband or talking to my mom or my grandmother on the phone, just making time for things that I sometimes think I'm too busy for, but really that's the important stuff.
Absolutely. Shannon, in your book, you say that your mom is the meanest mom in the world. I think with Sarah Vogt, with being my mom, I think I have some competition with you. But why do you say that your mom is the meanest in the world?
You know what? Because she called herself that. And I talk about in the book how she actually, at a yard sale one time, saw this plaque that said meanest mom in the world. And she took that as a badge of honor. I mean, she cracked down. There were rules at our house growing up. And it seemed really tough growing up. I mean, she knew where I was every minute of the day.
Yes, that's my mom.
I couldn't talk to boys on the phone too much. Like, this is a whole thing. I couldn't go on dates. And I was the youngest person in my class. And so they were already doing all this stuff. And I was the nerdy 16-year-old senior who couldn't go to dates or couldn't go anywhere.
That's me.
So, right. But now, and my mom actually found that plaque not long ago and texted it to me. It's hilarious. And it's this whole thing about like, listen, one day we will be friends, and we are super close friends. But right now my role is to guide you through this, to get you through the tricky stuff so you don't mess up your whole life and get you started on a good path. And I really appreciate it now. But yeah, I mean, listen, I was not cool to begin with, but then having a mom who wouldn't let me do anything made me super uncool. But now I thank her, and she'll ask me now, like, tell me stuff that you did that was bad that I didn't find out about it. And I'm like, there's nothing, because everything I tried to do, I got busted. One of your friends was there, or somebody showed up, and I never got away with very much. But now I'm thankful.
And it paid off, so it's okay.
I hope so.
Well, Shannon, as we close our visit today, what scripture or words of encouragement can you give us as we press on through this challenge?
You know, there are a couple. The one that was one of the first ones my mom ever taught me that I just sometimes say in a loop is from 1 Timothy, and it says, 2 Timothy 1:7, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. Another verse I love is in Psalm 34:4, I sought the Lord and he heard my cries and delivered me from all my fears. Those are two that are just sort of in my back pocket all the time, and they're multi-purpose, and they work in a lot of situations where you're afraid or overwhelmed. And I think sometimes just speaking the truth over a situation and saying those things out loud, it's encouraging to me. I hope it will be to other people.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Shannon, for your time today. You have many fans here in Pennsylvania, and we look forward to seeing you on your next Fox News at Night.
Sounds great. And listen, I can't wait to see all the things that you do as you get through Liberty and go make your mark on the world as a champion for Christ.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us today on the Homepage Network. I'm Johanna Vogt.
We don't just work for the community, we're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pen Oak Realty.
Hi, I'm Rachel Smith. Join me for It's a Wonderful Place on Homepage Extras. We'll talk to local families and find out why small town life in Tioga County is so great. Coming soon to the Homepage Network.
My favorite broadcast for 2020 is one that never aired on the Homepage Network. It's actually taken from our oldest daughter, Johanna's school project, where she had to plan, shoot, edit, and produce her own documentary-style interview. And she asked me, her dad, to be her guest. So it's my favorite, not because I'm in it, but because Johanna put it together. And for me, personally, it shows God's love and faithfulness over the years. It reveals the very beginning of the Homepage Network. It also brings back so many wonderful memories of how God unfolds a plan when He puts a vision in your heart. So this is how it really all began. I hope you will enjoy watching. Hi, I'm John Vogt, and I am president of the Homepage Network. The idea for the Homepage Network was really birthed during my time in the nation's capital, working for Seven Locks Broadcasting Company Incorporated. And we were trying to find creative ways to share the good news, the love of Jesus Christ and the truth of His Word to the folks in the nation's capital area. And so we found the best way to do that was to serve them with a great product. At the beginning, probably our biggest adversaries were people in the church, because we started doing full-service Christian radio. Back then, that was unheard of. News, weather, traffic, sports, these kinds of things. And we threaded it all with the love of Jesus Christ and the truth of His Word. And people would say, who's going to get saved listening to a traffic report? Or who's going to get saved listening to the sports? But it worked out very well because we had an audience. The other way to do it, back in the day, Christian radio, a lot of it was hymns and back-to-back preaching, and that's good. There's a place for that. But it's like being in a church where no one gets saved. It's a very ingrown message. So we found the best way to do this was to serve. So we had a full-service format that people loved, a very positive format. We had people like Joe Gibbs of the Washington Redskins with us for, I believe, 7 years. That's where the beginnings really came from, is through our experience at Seven Locks Broadcasting in the nation's capital, trying to find creative ways to touch somebody's heart with the love of Jesus. The idea for Homepage really came about through the birth of new media, combining radio, television, and text into one complete package. There's something really exciting and powerful about that, and we were all excited about it at the beginning, but it took some doing. It took us, I think, 2 years to finally get things to look right on camera. I came from a world of radio, so I had to learn this visual thing really from the ground up. So first we had to build the studio. We built the whole thing out in our basement here in Wellsboro. And for the longest time, we couldn't get things right in the studio. People would look kind of green, or the colors weren't right, things weren't set right. You know, we had to adjust the backdrops several times to make things look good. We had to build out a studio. It took a while to do that, and we learned a lot through the process, and we still use those things that we learned even today. When we launched Homepage, we thought the best way to do that was to create some excitement and try to ramp it up. So about 30 days from launch, we started dropping these little tidbits on social media. And they just see a glimpse of it, just a little bit. We rolled some footage, and people were going, what in the heck is this? and then it would expand every time we would release a new video. We actually started from outer space, I think. And you know, you were floating around out there, and then you saw the Earth, and then we came down and landed in Wellsboro on Main Street. And then you saw little snippets of things in Main Street, and then samples of the different things that we were going to cover. And they went by with, you know, jump cuts very quickly. And we expanded this thing out over a period of 30 days. So by the time we got to the end of the 30 days, we had unrolled this storyline and had created quite an interest with people in our region trying to figure out what exactly is this. And then we launched. And you know, we were hoping, you know, if we got 1,000 viewers at the end of the first month, yeah, that'd be great, and we could try to build it from there. We ended up with 13,000 in 3 weeks, and it changed our lives forever. Homepage has changed a lot. We've established a great core staff, and we're in growth mode. We're looking for ways to expand into other communities and to be able to take our recipe out to the region, the state, and the world. And the recipe is pretty simple. It's serving your community well with positive media, good news. In today's world, if it's not bad, it's not news. In fact, if it's not horrible enough, the media will take it and stir the pot and make it as horrible as they can to cash in on that. That's how this industry right now is functioning. They cash in on human pain, tragedy, suffering, rape, murder, mayhem, and political discord. We're trying to take the message of good news out to the world. So we've got a lot on our plate, and we're focusing right now on trying to grow it, trying to grow the vision. My advice to young entrepreneurs just getting started with a vision is count your cost, prayerfully think it through, and once your heart is settled and you have the vision in place in here, and it's good between you and the Lord, go for it. Take the step of faith and go for it. And don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. It would be better for you to try and fail than to look back someday and say, remember that great idea we had that we never tried? So in closing, my reminder would be to remember, without Him, we can do nothing that counts for anything. I mean, we can do things, we can make a lot of messes, but to do things that impact our world for good and for the kingdom, and to do things that touch people's hearts for the sake of Christ, you have to remember that it's not you. It's Christ in you, the hope of glory. It's the Holy Spirit working in you and through you. So don't get out there on your own. It will get lonely and expensive, and you'll have a lot of problems. Remember that without Him, you can do nothing, and make Him a part of every step along the way.